I'm Millicent Gordon, and they call me the Music Lady. I even have a bumper sticker with Music Lady on it because I teach youthful offenders at the Western Youth Institution, and this is my 28th year working with those young men. And it has changed my life profoundly to be able to do this work. And if somebody had told me back in my youth, when I was studying for a career in music in Cleveland or New York or Marshall University, wherever, that in my old age I'd find the most fulfilling work of my life behind bars, I would have said, you're crazy. Absolutely no way. But the good Lord had other plans, and He put me there. And I am grateful, because every day that I walk through those bars, I can make a difference in somebody's life. And I've had hundreds of fellas, and many, many of them didn't know they had talent until they came to the Music Lady. I've always played in a church. I started directing choirs when I was 13. And I played the organ when I was 16 and was the assistant organist in the church. I started piano when I was 4. And I feel that my whole life has revolved around music. And back when my husband left and I needed desperately to find something to bring fulfillment to my life, one night I got down on my knees and just sobbed and said, God, you've got to put meaning back in my life. And that night I dreamed of young boys reaching through prison bars. And when I woke the next morning, I remembered that 2 years before the dream, a man from Western Piedmont had called me and asked me if I would be willing to start a part-time music program at the high-rise. That's what they call the prison. And I turned him down and forgot it till I had the dream. And the next morning, when I woke up and remembered the dream, I called him. And as soon as I said, this is Millicent Gordon, he said, are you ready to start that music program at the prison? And I said, you mean in 2 years you haven't found anyone? He said, I guess we were holding it for you. And that's how it began in 1983. Well, I think I was prepared. I raised 4 teenagers. And I think I knew pretty much what to expect. I had a boys' choir at the church. I was never, ever afraid. Never. The whole time I've been there, because I love those guys, and they know it. And they're very respectful of me. And I know a couple of times I had a room full of fellas, and one was going to kill, the other one picked up a chair. Half of the room got around those 2 guys. The other half got me out in the hall where the officer was. I've never been afraid. Oh, I teach them how to read music, first of all. And I've had a lot of guys who could play by ear. But I said, if you can play by ear and then learn to read, you'll have an unbeatable combination, because I could always do that. And I was always the favorite accompanist for that reason. Piano, and I have 2 autoharps, a flute, a trumpet, 5 guitars, and it just depends on the student. I mean, they gravitate to what they would like to learn to play. These are 13 to 20. Yes. And of course, I was offered a job at Foothills where they're 21 to 26. And I said, no, my heart is with the youth, because I believe they can change and they have a chance to be rehabilitated. I really believe that. One of my boys has made it. He got a scholarship, several different schools, and he went to Mars Hill. But anyway, I won a national award in 1999 for my work with inmates. I devised a program that nobody else had called Project Together, and I brought in other seniors like myself to teach the arts. And that program is still going. And I got flown to Canada to share it with the Canadian Correctional System. I got flown to Atlanta to receive my award. And I want to tell you how I came to Grace Ridge. I fell and broke my hip. And my daughter said, "Mom, you can't stay in this house." I had 15 steps. And my piano was downstairs, and I lived upstairs, and I knew I had to have my piano every day. So they looked around and they said, "We think Grace Ridge is the place for you." And I didn't want to come, but after I got here, I realized it was the right move, because now I can concentrate on my teaching. I don't have to worry about a yard. I don't have to worry about keeping up a house. And I feel much freer. I leave here at 7 o'clock every morning and sign out to prison. And one morning this gentleman was looking over the logbook as I walked up. And he said, "Who in the hell is this that goes to prison every day?" And the officer sitting at the desk said, "Turn around, she's standing right behind you." And he looked around at me and he said, "And they let you out?" Well, I like the fact that it frees me. And I don't have to worry about things. I don't have to worry about bugs getting in my garden. I don't have a garden. Grace Ridge has their own gardens. But I like the fact that it's convenient, and that if I need to get somewhere, like to a doctor or something, somewhere, that they will take me if I can't drive myself. But I just feel that it was the right place for me in case I should get sick and need some extra help. Fortunately, knock wood, I am pretty healthy. Wonderful, wonderful, the cream of the crop. And the people who live here are especially special. They come from all over the country. And I have made some really fine friendships. And a lot of people I have met through my Christmas program who come over to see the show. A couple of years I rapped with a black rap group, and that brought the house down.
Would you say that here in the last 20, 30 years you've accomplished more than you did in the rest of your life?
Yes, I think so, yes. Now, while I was in school, in college, I played in a hotel twice a day, lunch and dinner. I played with the band on weekends, and I played in church on Sundays. So I had lots of music and still graduated top of my class.
But you're making more of a difference now with this.
Working with these inmates, because I've had hundreds. He came up to me after I played for graduation, and he said, "Miss Gordon, would you be my family? I don't have any family. I'd like to have my picture made with you." And I said, "Certainly, son." I said, "You know, I consider all you fellas my grandsons, and that's why I'm here." And he broke into this beautiful smile and he said, "Yippee! Then when I get out, I can say, I have a grandma back in Morganton, and she taught me to play the piano." And when we had our picture made, he just hugged me and just beamed from ear to ear. And a couple of the guys after he left said, "Miss Gordon, did you know Jaquan carried your picture with him everywhere he went?" And that just touched me so, to know that this child now thinks I'm his grandma.